Welcome back to Starfield. My name is Ricky, and this is Juliet. Last time, we got a bunch of new artifacts. Unfortunately, also Barrett died. And today, we're going to continue along with the main quest. We're starting here instead of, like, in front of the lodge, which is normally where I would start one of these episodes. Because I just wanted to show you just what the heck is going on after the attack here in New Atlantis. In the last part, when we got chased by the hunter. Yeah. Look at all these evacuates. Don't worry, the hunter's gone. In fact, the hunter doesn't really even care about any of these people at all.
Look, we all feel like we've been kicked into the ground a million times over, but I think I have something. I know our encounter with the hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that?
Yeah, something about our part in glimpsing the Unity was over, or some nonsense like that.
Because he was stopping us, implying that we were getting closer to it. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilas's speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all to take, but why not talk to him?
You know what? Sure, it's too big of a coincidence not to try.
Thank you. I know it's not much to go on, but something about this feels right.
So I got a boost pack. I got the Superior Constellation pack, which is... Oh, right. I put on the Constellation outfit for this next bit because I thought it would be fitting. I don't know if we'll keep it or if I'll switch back. I haven't made up my mind. The Superior Constellation pack is superior in only 2 ways and is inferior in 3 ways.
Keeper Aquilas, can we have a moment?
Ah, Mateo. It's been too long. Well, what's on both your minds?
We need to talk about unity.
How humanity comes together, how we are to love each other even as our universe becomes even more complex.
Yeah, no, not that.
That's not exactly what we mean.
No, we need to know what you know about the
Keeper,
magical
when you
spot in the
talk
middle of
about
the universe.
Unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps we should talk about this inside. Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
It started with the discovery of these anomalies, the artifacts.
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. Beyond rational thought, we enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here.
We know it's a stretch, but we hope you can help us.
I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path to discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Let's hear this story then. There must be more to it.
In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun. And he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. What if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code, a way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave?
Infinitum addendum is an odd saying, that is for sure.
Something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The House of Enlightenment and Varun have versions of this story.
Yeah, I'll go talk to him then. Gotta go talk to the House of Enlightenment and Varun, a Varun zealot that's been captured. Basically, they're gonna tell us variations of this story, The Enlightenment story is basically this guy shows up, starts asking them about the question of duality or something, and they sort of dismiss it because, you know, he seems like a raving lunatic. And the House Va'ruun one, Janan Va'ruun, the founder of House Va'ruun, met this guy, and he kept killing him over and over and over and over and over again until this guy stopped showing up. I do find it interesting that these stories are supposed to guide you to where we're headed after this. Like, it's very there actually are clues hidden in each of these stories, but it's weird. How would he have known? Yeah, you know what? This was the first kind of like Starborn, so maybe I shouldn't question how he knows this stuff. He knows it because he'd lived it before. That's how he knows it. This is just Groundhog's Day. That's all it is.
Well, you're back. What did you learn?
The Enlightened story used second and 2.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn?
The Zealot told me that Janan fought 4 times over 120 days.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
You mentioned infinitum addendum. That's got to mean something too.
What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb.
Indum is the name of a star system. I've been there.
That's it. The second planet in Indum. At 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place.
I've been talking with the others, and I'd like to get everyone together to say goodbye.
So, we can wait for 5 days to do the funeral, or we can not. Now, here's the deal. I am not putting the funeral in this episode, or any episode. Mostly due to the fact that I don't want to. It's a lovely funeral. It really is a great funeral, regardless of which one of the 4 companions dies. Oh, hey, I leveled up. I'm going to take targeting control systems 2, because we are coming up on something where I actually will need... It's coming up a while from now when we finish the Crimson Fleet stuff. No, I've been to Indum. I've clearly been to Indum. Oh, I surveyed it. That's right. I was sent to survey Indum. This random box happens to have a Tesla-calibrated old Earth pistol. Disassembler, incendiary, and Tesla. I'm not using it because I'm not invested in pistols enough to really make it worth using. There's a bunch of books here that you can read. I don't remember where any of them are because I never actually read them anymore. I read them the first time I was here, and then that was it, like this. Pilgrim's Writing 4. The Last Bit of Peace. Piece of Peace. Is that anything? Is that funny? Why am I trying to be funny? Have they driven me mad at last? Is there any difference between writing myself and talking to myself? No. The former certainly seems more acceptable than the latter. True. Myself is a formidable opponent. That's important. I should have expected as much, but vanity is, thankfully, not among my vices. Regardless, it turns out time spent in solitude is, in my case, time with a very sick man, or whatever it is I have become. I don't like this person. And then there's Pilgrim's Writing 3, and a soft voice my assistant asks if there's anything above the unity. Sorry to him shouting that I can scarcely comprehend, misunderstanding would lead to a question. Every word that drops from my mouth gets gobbled up, misheard, misremembered, misunderstood, and mistranslated before I can issue the slightest clarification. That was a hard sentence to say, and I still didn't say it 100% right. People are necessary, but people are madness. And then we have Pilgrim's Writing 1. Credulous simplicity of mundane humans never ceases to amaze me. My worst instincts draw me toward a form of contempt for them, but I remember that I'm privy to that which they are not. I cannot and should not judge them for lack of vision, when I know very well the blinders which obscure their sight. I once wore them myself, after all. I hope for their sake that they may someday understand, but for my sake I wish to be left alone. And then Pilgrim's Writing 5. If I was to think about his various pasts and my possible futures, I imagine continuing this road, acquiring more power, more knowledge, more development of myself. Imagine passing through once more to another world to begin the process anew. But what if I stopped and started being nice to people? If I simply lived and taught and perhaps brought others to the light and died. That road also seems gratifying. I see a contented version of myself in that future. Here's the difference, though. When I stop and think about the glories I could achieve for myself, the pleasure of facing it immediately. When I stop thinking about staying and building something, the feeling endures. There's something more sustaining about it, more fulfilling. I don't know what this difference signifies. I think it's pretty obvious, and I think you are a moron if you haven't figured that out. But I am grateful for the time that it's taken to notice it. If you can't figure out what being more gratified means, why are you the person we are the person following? I think that's intentional, don't get me wrong, but I just think that's weird. So we got the Pilgrim's computer thing. Games already know what the question to ask. What is the unity? If you've read my writings, what is the burden of people? People are necessary, but people are madness. Who is your most formidable opponent? Myself. Where does enduring contentment come from? and stopping and embracing compassion. That's what that last book was about. And the final writings. I don't know what the correct answer is. Whenever, blah, blah, blah. Time will be different. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. On Hyla 2, the island hides a scorpion, and the scorpion sting hides the truth. Permanently increases ballistic weapon damage by 5%. Oh, hey, look. I actually landed close to it. If you come with a bigger ship, you just can't get close to this thing. It's not fun. These guys don't attack me, so I'm not worried about it. I'm going to do some scanning as I walk over there. But this thing is on an island, or at least it's on an island in one of... Yeah, no, there it is, see? And maybe it's not technically on an island, I don't know, in every playthrough. But it was on an island in one of my playthroughs. And I was on a ship that was apparently too big to land near it, or at the very least, the game did not let me land near this, and I had to swim across the water, and I was unhappy. I do know what to do, but I don't remember very... Oh, no, I went too far. No, I went too far. Go back. Go up one more. There we go. Yeah. There we go. It didn't look like it was lined up correctly, but it was.
It can't be. You found me. I knew I made the right choice in letting you go. You should come aboard. There's another Starborn here who is very interested in meeting you.
I can speak for myself. Constellation ship. You weren't invited to this meeting, but much of our conversation has been about you. It's only fitting you should join us.
And think of it as a ceasefire meeting. Your one shot at getting those answers you must desperately want.
To Starborn. This cannot be good.
Hello. Again. You remember the emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix? I believe they ambushed you above Neon and demanded that artifact you worked so hard to gain.
Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success is unprecedented. Before you came, we were just discussing how continued use of force against you is unwise. We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individuals. Some are united in cause. Others are in it for themselves.
We are all in it for ourselves. Some of us are just more honest. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your artifact. How is that so different from what I did?
We needed to warn you off. Every encounter with one of our kind could spell disaster.
For whom, exactly? I say whoever can collect them should.
That doesn't justify murder.
And who gets to say that? You? Me? The emissary? I have debated morality for near infinity. And all I have found are groups of people enforcing their will on others.
Enough. We have more to discuss. The Unity. You are on the path to it. It is a place, a gateway. It is where we were reborn.
Not a relatively expendable Dusty anymore, are you? Look at where you've ended up.
Barrett!
I'm not who you think I am. This universe is only the first one you've been to. I've seen hundreds. Where I came from, I was the one who ran to the Eye. I left you behind to protect the artifacts, and the Hunter killed you.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts, and they opened the way to the center of my universe, and the doorway to an infinite number of others. That is the Unity. When I stepped into it, I became a Starborn. It's how I've entered other worlds, including yours.
Yeah, I need to see this place for myself.
And that's the problem. All the artifacts are needed to complete the armillary and open the way to the Unity. In every universe, the Starborn fight over them. Innocent people die. You've witnessed the power granted by the temples, the anarchy that can be unleashed. Someone has to decide who should get them.
Here it comes. The emissary tells you only the worthy should enter heaven.
But it's not heaven. It's just another universe.
Twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites. They use the chaos caused by the hunt for the artifacts to establish an order where they decide who's worthy. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifacts, and you held me off. You got away. That wasn't some morality play. You didn't survive because of righteousness. You won because of persistence, luck, and skill.
I was also human once.
Hey, it's you.
But what does it matter who or what I was when eternity is within your grasp?
Keeper Aquilus? No. No, sorry, my bad. You are not Keeper Aquilus. You're not my Keeper Aquilus. You're a different Keeper Aquilus.
You're learning. You've never come this far. Not in all the universes I've seen. The path to the Unity is opening to you.
You're going to tip the scales one way or another. Better your hand be on one of our sides.
So, I help one of you. We combine our artifacts. I enter the Unity.
Bingo.
I want a truce between all three of us. Give you some time to think over which approach to the Unity is the one you want.
So I don't really need to talk to either one of them, and I'm not going to. But I am becoming increasingly convinced that Keeper Aquilus, or some variant of Keeper Aquilus, was the first Starborn, and all the other Keeper Aquiluses kind of like learned of this knowledge.
Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to another artifact, but also a lesson in how dangerous they can be. Seek the moon of old Earth. There are secrets there you must discover for yourself.
You found it, didn't you? The meaning of unity.
Yeah, it's the center of a multiverse. I guess the multiverse. We're building the way to it.
Say that again. Multiple universes?
You can't possibly mean what I think you mean.
Let's take a step back. This is everything we've been building towards, and the implications are a lot to take in. Could you explain the part about multiple universes one more time for everyone?
There's more than one universe. I don't know how to explain that better. Trust me, there's multiple universes. I don't know how to explain that any differently. The Unity is how we get to them. It makes you Starborn.
And that's why the Starborn want the artifacts so desperately.
Yes.
They're the keys to unlocking the infinite.
We have to see the unity for
Yeah,
ourselves.
some of us will.
I know this has been a lot for everyone to take in, but we finally have answers. Let's make the best of them.
Not to make a sharp turn in a grand tale, but I got the eye fixed up. Let me know when you're ready to follow up on what it's seen.
That's actually why I came.
These last glimpses from the eye are from the farthest...
Right, blah, blah, blah. Thanks, I'll
Catch
follow
a
up on them.
smile.
I'm not talking to a single one of you right now. Actually, I'm talking to Walter. Do you have any work for me? Whatever. Nothing I couldn't handle. Yes. Yes, okay, I will go help them. Okay. I'm in. Yes. So Walter is just giving me an opportunity to go over and design a new ship. I think I may do that in between parts at some point. I like the quest. I think it's an interesting quest. It's just talking. It's just talking. It's all it is. And I just don't think that's very interesting to watch in one of these Let's Plays. Well, we learned about the Unity. We got a couple of more artifacts to go find. However, we're going to be hitting pause on the artifact search while we go take on the Crimson Fleet. This has been Starfield. Thank you for watching and come back soon for more Starfield.